Well, let's go live now to Sydney and join our correspondent, Nicole Johnston. And Nicole, this is, of course, a community still reeling as these funerals take place.
It is. These are really difficult days here in Sydney. A lot of the focus today has been on the funeral of young Matilda, only 10 years of age. She has captured the hearts of many Australians because she was so young, the youngest victim, and the fact that she had this quintessentially Australian name, Matilda, given to her by her parents, who are originally from Ukraine. We're also seeing visitors start to fly into Sydney to offer their support to the community. And joining us now is the Chief Rabbi of the UK and the Commonwealth. Thank you so much for joining us on Sky News. I know that you are fresh off the plane, but how does it feel to be down here at the pavilion at Bondi, the main memorial site?
Good evening. I am so enormously, deeply moved and inspired by what we're seeing behind us. Stepping off a plane, I went straight to a service in the Central Synagogue in Sydney, 2,000 people. The scale of what happened was so enormous. The number of people who tragically were murdered, the number of people injured, some of them seriously, the hundreds of people who narrowly escaped, so many personal stories, the enormity of the monstrous act. But right here, you've got an evening vigil which is being staged by the B'nai Akiva youth movement. And this is so inspirational because every single evening they've been here, it's late at night in Sydney right now, they're singing emotional songs. Right now it's Am Yisrael Chai, the Jewish people lives on. They are giving us so much hope. The whole community gives us hope. The resilience and the fortitude is absolutely enormous. And seeing the floral tributes, thousands of those floral tributes, just lets us as Jewish people know we're not alone. We've got some wonderful friends.
Why did you decide to make the very long trip to Australia for just a few days? You don't have a lot of time. What type of support did you think that you could offer people here?
As Chief Rabbi of the Commonwealth, this is my place. This is where I need to be. And I am here as a symbol of the extent that the whole Jewish world's hearts are broken at this time, and we identify with the Jewish community in Australia. And we're here to give them support, but you know, they are inspiring us. They're an amazing community.
You haven't been here for very long, but I'm sure you've spoken with some people here and at the prayer service and with Jewish leaders in Sydney. How do you think they're doing? How are they coping and getting through this?
This is an amazing community, wonderful leadership, so many real issues that they're needing to contend with, in addition to those which they had to contend with prior to this terrorist attack. They're providing excellent leadership. This is a community proud of its Judaism, proud of their Australian identity, looking forward, hopefully, to a great future here, but deeply, deeply troubled by the extent of the anti-Semitism, the pain and the suffering of seeing what led up to this attack and the actual attack itself right in front of the eyes of so many hundreds of people here.
Chief Rabbi, we had the attack in the northern part of Manchester this year as well. Did you ever imagine or fathom that something to this scale, this extent, could happen in Australia after what your community had suffered in the UK?
I think that's a great question. What we said after the Yom Kippur attack on the Heaton Park Synagogue in Manchester was, we're shocked, but we're not surprised. It was shocking to actually see it happening, but because of the tone of the hateful rhetoric on the streets of cities in the UK and the extent to which it wasn't always dealt with as emphatically as it should have, therefore terrorism could thrive. I'm hearing the same comment here in Sydney. We're shocked, but we're not surprised. Here the scale is enormous, and it is such a deep, deep tragedy. And it's not just a tragedy for Jewish people, it's a tragedy for all of our societies, because we need to identify not just the symptoms, but also the root causes. And amongst the root causes are hateful extremism, which is a threat to our entire civilization.
Finally, and briefly, how does the community get through this now?
They're showing us how. They don't need any lectures. It's coming from the heart. Their souls are so active. the bonding together, the feeling of togetherness, the connection to Jews and Judaism, love of the state of Israel, recognition of the demonization of Israel, of Jews and Judaism, which is part of this whole story, of a desire for people out there to know what the real truth is, standing tall as Jews during these exceptionally difficult times, and being positive. We are the people of hope, and right here at Bondi Beach, that's what I'm picking up on. Great hope.
Chief Rabbi, thank you very much for joining us on Sky News. So that is the Chief Rabbi of the UK and the Commonwealth. He has only just arrived in Sydney, a very long journey from the UK. It's Thursday here in Sydney. He's leaving on Monday, so a short trip. But as we've just heard him explain, he found it very important to come here and offer his support to the community during this very difficult time.